Hi, today's case is about Richynda Roubideaux. She was murdered on September 26, 1997 on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation in South Dakota. If at any time in this video you get overwhelmed, please stop. Your well-being is very important to me. On to the case. Richynda was born to her mother, Elizabeth, on March 16, 1986. They lived on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation in South Dakota. She was affectionately called Richie by all her close family and friends. Richie loved to attend school. She was in the 6th grade at Todd County Middle at the time she went missing. Richie wanted to make it in life. She always said she was going to be somebody when she grew up. She was always the first one awake in the morning and never missed class. Richie was learning to play the clarinet and she loved to sing. She also enjoyed spending time at the library. She just loved learning. She always enjoyed studying and wanted to gain all the knowledge she could get. She was admired by her teachers and fellow students. She was a wholesome girl. At the time of her disappearance and eventual murder, Richie lived with her mother and 6 other siblings in a trailer in Mission, South Dakota. She was the second oldest. On Friday, September 26, 1997, she and her mother were at the Todd County Middle School homecoming football game. After the festivities, she got permission from her mom to stay the weekend with her friend. Her mom had attempted to check on her over the weekend but could not locate her. This was before cell phones were popular. Not a lot of people had them, especially on the remote boundaries of the reservation. Her mother, Elizabeth, just assumed she kept missing her and thought that everything was okay. She became extremely worried when Richie did not attend school on Monday. This was totally out of character and immediately set off alarm bells. Elizabeth began searching for Richie immediately. She reported her missing on Monday when she wasn't at school. The tribal police did not help search, and Elizabeth was on her own for almost a week. The tribal president at the time, William Kendall, found out what was going on and got the ball rolling for an organized search. They formed a large search party and began looking around the vicinity where she was last known to be. They were on foot, horseback, and 4-wheelers. Unfortunately, through her mother's hard work, determination, and hopes of finding her alive, Richie's body was found Tuesday, October 7th, 1997, by one of the search party members. It was the very first day of the organized search. If tribal police would have taken this seriously, she may have been found sooner. Perhaps they would have found biological evidence like semen belonging to the killer. By the time she was found, this type of evidence was not obtainable. Richie was found in an isolated area north of Mission, surrounded by spruce trees and near some sewer lagoons. Local teens were reported to hang out here on the weekends. She was found partially clothed, wearing only a t-shirt at the time she was found. It took a little bit to identify her. Her last dental records were from when she was 3 years old. She only had one baby tooth left when she was murdered. Authorities eventually used fingerprints from her schoolwork to ID her. Richie's mother, Elizabeth, never got a chance to view her body. She was likely too decomposed and battered. This was very hard for her mom. Elizabeth at times could not believe this happened to Richie, often wondering if this was really her they found. Richie was laid to rest at her family's cemetery just north of the town of Mission. Elizabeth often visits her grave and keeps it well kept. A tree was also planted at Richie's school in her honor. Every year her story is told by Mr. Heinart to his students. Her death was a tragic story affecting everyone at the school, and she will never be forgotten there. Many memorial walks were organized and purple ribbons were worn. Purple was Richie's favorite color. Many reward posters were hung all over town. Unfortunately, this has never produced any suspects or arrests as of now, the year 2021. Investigators believe Richie was killed the day after she was last seen, which would be Saturday, September 27th. Since Richie was murdered on tribal land, the FBI was involved right away. They have never released the autopsy results. They will not confirm if she was raped, beaten, or what the cause of death was. Seeing as she was found only wearing a shirt, sexual assault is more than likely. Just to give you an idea of what it was like on the Rosebud Reservation during the time Richie was murdered, I will go over an article dated September 12, 1999. Matilda Blackbear was in charge of the women's shelter in Mission. She talks about how older men prey on younger girls. It was common practice for them to give younger girls alcohol and or drugs. They would give them so much that the girls would pass out. They would then be raped by one or several men. Now, this just did not only happen on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation. It has happened and continues until this day all throughout Indian country to both male and females. Authorities conducted hundreds of interviews and could not eliminate any suspects. I could not find any info on them interviewing the friend she was staying with. Did she stay the night there Friday, or was that the night she went missing? Who did the friend leave her with? Did she walk home the next morning and then went missing? There are so many unanswered questions. No one has been officially named as a suspect. It is highly speculated that 3 members of Richie's own family did this to her while on a week-long meth and alcohol binge. There are rumors that upwards of up to 8 men were involved. Just losing Richie this way was very tragic and heartbreaking, but to think that your own family did this is absolutely crushing. Her mother has had many falling outs with different family members. She believes that other relatives know what happened by secondhand accounts but will not tell the truth to authorities. Why would anyone want to protect someone who has done such a horrific act to a little girl? People who do this are only protecting monsters. They are giving them another chance to continue to hurt other people. Even if the murderer was not one of her own relatives, the person who did this had to have been local. Even with the football game and all of the out-of-towners in town, the Super Lagoons were out of the way. An area well known to locals but not so much to an outsider. And it is odd that if this was a popular hangout, she was not found sooner. The area seems to have been avoided. I am actually glad that Elizabeth did not find her daughter. She did not need to see her like that. She can remember her daughter the way she was when she was alive. After Richie was found, one of the suspected relatives went to the Todd County Tribune and wanted them to run a story that he did not kill her. They asked him to write a letter of explanation and he declined. No story was ever ran. I think it's a really weird request. If the police were not willing to say this, why would you think the newspaper would? Richie was only 11 years old. All her hopes and dreams about her future were tragically cut short. Things like this should not happen to anyone. Pure evil walked on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation the night Richie was killed. I believe the good die young. Richie was certainly one of the good ones. Her drive and determination were admired by many. She never got a chance to make it in the world like she always wanted to do. She never got to make it off her reservation. She could have accomplished so much in life. If you have any information on Richie's case, please call your local FBI office or submit an online tip at tips.fbi.gov. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Did you know Richie? Please share any memories that you have of her in the comments section. Richie is gone, but not forgotten. Rest in peace.